So the question today is, what is a hot tub? It's very, very simple. A hot tub is a vessel of water that circulates, and it actually runs through a heater, is filtered, comes out a jet, and gives you hydrotherapy and makes you feel better and makes you say, ah. They're absolutely amazing product, and absolutely everybody should have one. But people are just curious, what exactly is a hot tub? Well, there's some components that actually make a hot tub, and I'm just going to kind of go through this. But the first area, this is a real basic overview. The first area is the equipment area. That is the area where behind the spa door, that is where all your equipment lives. That's where your pumps are going to be. That's where your heaters are going to be. That is where the spa pack is going to be. So that is the main area where all the equipment is. And so when you're setting up your hot tub, it is very important that you put that hot tub in a place where you can actually access that area. So most people, that's where they put their steps. And so you can actually open up that equipment area, and then you can work on everything. So also that is a place where you're going to put lighting. There's so many cool things that happen with lights these days. And I'm going to be honest with you, I sell a ton of hot tubs because of lighting. So, but that's where you would access your lights. Anymore in today's world, most lights are LED, and there's amazing light shows. I'll put a couple pictures here, some videos of some of the hot tubs I sell and some of the light shows that are out there and available. But most of them are LEDs. They're going to last longer than we are. They do last forever, and they work really well. Most of them change colors and do all kinds of fun things, but there is wiring that connects each one of those LEDs, but the LEDs themselves just last forever. A device this is where you'd either also put your salt system. So if you have a saltwater hot tub, we're going to put a device in the hot tub that actually takes that salt and that water and communicates with the spa pack or the control panel and tells you what level you want to be converting that salt into chlorine at. This is also the area where we put the ozone, and what that is a device that splits that oxygen molecule, or turns that oxygen molecule from O2 to O3. It hates being O3. So O3 is ozone, and it turns back into oxygen. When it does that, it sanitizes the water. So all of this is in that equipment area. So that's a big thing. Ozone's great. It's not an end-all be-all, but it's a good product. Salt is awesome. Again, you can always go back to just regular chlorine. The next really big piece, or the heartbeat of the whole hot tub, is going to be the spa pack. And what that is that's going to be your heater. That's going to be where the controls plug into. It's the brain. It is what makes everything work. And then that also connects into your control panel. The control panel is what you see as a consumer. That's where you can actually change the temperature, change the heat, do all the things. But the control panel hooks into the control pack, and the pack is inside the hot tub. I'll show a picture here. That's where the brains are. So that's where that works. And then that kind of pumps into your circulation or your heater and your filtration. So that's all tied together through a pump. And so that's where your heart is. The jet pumps. So there's different options. There's hot tubs, such as the saltwater hot tubs. Those have a tiny little pump called a circulation pump. That circulation pump heats that water, runs it through the hot tub and the filter 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so that is a circulation pump, in my opinion. If you can afford a hot tub with a circulation pump, that is definitely the best way to go, because what that does is that keeps that water moving 24/7, and it works awesome. And it's also cleaning that water because it's pumping it through that filter, and it's just the heart of the system, and it keeps it all going. If you do not have a 24-hour circulation pump, you're going to have a big jet pump, and that's going to kick on and heat and clean the hot tub several times a day. I recommend setting that level to at least 6 hours a day if you have one of those systems, but it's the same thing. It's going to be pushing that water through the filter and through the heater, and it's just circulating that water around the hot tub. If you don't have circulation, you just don't have a working hot tub. And then of course, where does that water go once you hit that jet pump and you make it go? It's sucking it from either the bottom or the filter area, and it is actually pushing it out the jets. The jets is what everybody knows. The jets is what everybody loves. That is where you get the hydrotherapy. That's where you can adjust the massage. That's where you can do all the things. But jets is a really, really big piece of that. And then, of course, you have the jet pumps, which I kind of already talked about. So you either have the jet pumps or the circulation pumps circulating water, but the jet pumps are what push that water out the jets, and that's where you get the really cool motor massage jet that goes up and down, or a lot of the spinning jets, the hydrotherapy that you need to make you feel better. So that's what you want to do there. Then of course there is the frame of the hot tub. There's steel frames out there, there's plastic frames out there, there's wood frames out there. They're all really good. Do your homework, buy the hot tub that's best for you with the correct frame. I like the polymer frames, I like the metal frames, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of the wood frames. So it just kind of depends on the hot tub. So just do your homework and make sure you check that out. After that, you also have the insulation. Very key factor on how a hot tub operates, how efficient it is. I'm a big proponent, especially where I live here in South Dakota, is you want to have something that is fully insulated. I like the fiber core. I like the full foam. In my personal opinion, the closed cell full foam is the absolute best. Right, and then just open cell foam, that's a good way to go as well. And then of course your fiber core. Those would be my top 3 choices for insulation. There are lots of ways hot tubs are insulated, and it's important to where you live. If you don't live where it's freezing, it's not as big a deal as it is in places like where I live, because it does get cold and you can lose your hot tub. So it's really, insulation is one of the biggest factors when it comes to considering buying your hot tub, and it also makes a big difference on your electric bill at the end of the month. So if you're looking to save money, you may have to pay a little bit more up front and get something that's fully insulated, but it's gonna, in a 5-year time frame, I guarantee you're gonna make that money back. Then of course there's the cabinet. That's just how it looks on the outside. What the cabinet is just totally awesome. It's a great thing. And then the shell. I mean, the shell, there's lots of things to check out on the shell, but most of them are a fiberglass with an acrylic backing. There's lots of options out there. Be sure to check your homework, do all of the things. There's the rotationally molded polymers, which are becoming super, super popular, which actually become a unibody system. I sell a ton of those, so I mean, there's just tons of stuff out there. So reality, I mean, those are the pieces and the parts of a hot tub. That is what a hot tub is. It's a vessel of water that you fill with a garden hose. You run it through the pump and heater system. It runs through the filter system, and it shoots water out the jets, and it makes you feel better. Guys, I hope this kind of explains it to you a little bit. In theory, that's what a hot tub is. I can definitely go into a lot more details about each one of these. If you have questions on any one particular component, I'm happy to share that. I can actually take you through individual manufacturers and how they manufacture different things on different hot tubs. Basically that's what they all have. So it's all important. When you're setting up your hot tub, make sure you have a place that you can actually get to the equipment area. Super important. You can't just put that area up against a wall, and then you have to drain the hot tub every time you need to service it. So make sure you think about that when installing your hot tub. And make sure you have enough power for it. Most of them are 220. There are a few 110 units out there. And make sure you're going on a level spot. Most hot tubs need a solid surface to go on, but there are a few of them out there where you can just set it and forget it. Again, do your homework and check that out. But some of your rotationally molded hot tubs, those can actually go just on the grass. even then, I do recommend putting something down, whether it's pavers or a platform or landscape timbers or something to set that hot tub on. You'll just be happier in the long run if you do put it on a solid surface. And you just film with garden hose. So guys, I hope this is helpful. Thanks for letting me help you become a happy hot tub owner, and just make sure you give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, do all the things that help me help you become a happy hot tub owner. Reach out to me on Instagram, and make sure you check out the next video that is coming up here.